So, after a quick trip to the cafeteria, my dad came back with some chicken. Deep fried, of course, one of our favorites. And it was surprisingly good, despite the fact that it wasn't our typical fast food chicken. And I absolutely destroyed mine. I ate through those pieces of chicken like I hadn't seen food in weeks. Wow, kid, you weren't kidding when you said you were hungry. I don't think I've ever seen you eat like that, my father said, giving me a puzzled expression. Meanwhile, I still had, I believe it was the last piece of chicken in my mouth. Yeah, I said, once I got finished chewing. I don't know why, I've just been extra hungry, ever since I got up this morning. Well, don't worry about it. It's probably just your body trying to heal up. Once you're better, your appetite will probably go back to normal, my father replied. I've had about my fill. I got about 2 pieces left if you want them, he said, handing his plate my direction. And I didn't hesitate to take it. Even after the chicken that I ate, I was still hungry. Never eaten this much before. It's insane. I reached out, grabbing my father's tray and pouring the contents onto mine. And it was at that moment that I noticed it. For a moment I paused, but only for just a moment. My hand, it didn't hurt. Not only that, but I seemed to be moving fairly normally. I didn't have any problem reaching out or grabbing the tray. I passed the tray back to my father and began moving my hands a bit. There was still a little twinge of pain, but most of it was gone, and for some reason, the movement seemed almost normal. Still a little bit stiff, but it was like my hands were already healing. And not only that, I could feel them almost as well as before all of this started. The doctor said I was going to lose all the sensation, that it wouldn't heal. But I sat there looking at my hands, being able to move. Maybe he made a mistake. Maybe I am getting my feeling back. No, that doesn't make sense. It still should take more than a day to heal. You okay, kid? My father said, looking at me, staring at my hands. Look, I know you put on a brave face for the doc, and your mom, of course. But understand, son, you don't have to always put on the brave face. You paid a heavy toll for what you did, kid. I know you make it sound like it was nothing. You make light of it, but you and I both know that things aren't that simple. Things are going to be challenging from here forward. Not having working hands can be a big deal, son. I just want you to know you can talk to me about it. I know we laugh and we joke. We tend not to take things too seriously. That's one of the things we have in common, son. But that doesn't mean we have to be stone. If you start feeling down, it's okay to feel bad, son. You lost something. Something you've had your whole life. It's only right to expect that it would affect you. And when it does, I want you to know you can come to me, son. With whatever it is. I don't want you feeling alone in this. You don't have to be strong all the time. You can put on a brave face for your mother if you want. But you don't have to wear it for me, son. My dad said, walking beside the bed and taking another beer out of his jacket, setting it down on the table beside me. One for the road, kid, he said as he reached down and tousled my hair again. You make sure to call me, okay? I want to know how things are going when you get out of here, he said as he started to make his way towards the door. And don't eat too much. It's okay to have a healthy appetite, but I don't want to have to forklift you out of here, he said, grinning as he opened the door. I'll see you later, son. Have a good day. You deserve it. And just like that, he closed the door behind him, leaving me alone in the room. Maybe I was just being optimistic when it came to my hands. I don't know. Maybe it's silly to hope that the doctor was wrong and I could keep my hands. Well, regardless, at the moment, I was still hungry. After my dad left, I hungrily chewed my way through the last few pieces of chicken. dumping the bones into the trash can beside the bed, laying back on my pillow, and for some reason, I was still hungry. Didn't make any sense. I've never eaten this much in my life. Why am I still hungry? That man seemed very nice, I heard a voice exclaim. I sat up for a moment, beginning to look around the room, but I didn't see anyone. Hello? I said. Is anyone there? For a moment there wasn't a response. So, that was your father, huh? He seems quite pleasant. I'd say he's a very nice person indeed. You should call him. Tell him to bring more chicken. Chicken is quite good. I've never had it before, but it tastes quite similar to other things. I am quite famished after all. Oh, or maybe there are other foods. I was not so fond of the Jell-O. Who is that? I said, still looking around the room, hoping maybe to find somebody out of the corner of my eye, someone I had missed. But there was no one. It was just me in an empty room. You can stop looking. You're not going to find me there. Okay, then where exactly am I going to find you? Strangely ominous voice in the room with no figure. Am I hallucinating? Because I kind of feel like I'm hallucinating. I think I'm going to need to call the doctor again, I said, beginning to grow ever more concerned with how this was going. No, I assure you, you don't need a doctor. Aside from the damage to your arms, you're quite healthy. But your father is right. You really do need to eat more. You're a bit on the frail side, but it's within acceptable tolerances. Who are you? I said, still staring around the room. Where are you? Well, that's complicated, the voice replied. I am here in the room, but I'm not somewhere you can see me. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, strange voice, I replied, very annoyed and still growing concerned with how this was going. Am I hallucinating? Are you sure I'm not hallucinating? Because this really starts to feel like a hallucination. Hearing voices is not healthy. Well, you're hearing my voice, but I'm not actually speaking. It's complicated. So what I'm going to need for you to do is just calm down for a moment, and I'll explain. The voice sounded female, like a woman, maybe in her late 20s, 30s. But where the hell was she? This is a very mixed situation. Understand that normally this isn't how things are done, but unfortunately my hand was forced. The situation called for action, and not only myself, but many of those that I care for deeply are in a grave amount of danger at this point in time. And quite frankly, I need your help, the voice said, sounding fairly sincere in what they were telling me. Okay, so you need my help. People are in danger. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm in a hospital already, suffering from serious injuries because of the last time I decided to help someone, and I could actually see them. Right now, I'm considering the possibility that somebody's flipped my kettle. All the marbles have started to roll free, if you get my drift. Once again, I assure you, you're not crazy, the voice replied. Just give me a moment, and I'll explain. Perhaps over some more food. You're still hungry, right? I know I am as well. No, I replied angrily. No food, whilst there is an ominous, formless voice speaking to me. You want something to eat? How about you explain what the hell is going on, and I'll think about it. As you wish, the voice replied. Well, simply, at this point in time, both myself and you are caught in a precarious situation. There are many lives on the line, both of your people and of mine. Your people, I replied. What do you mean, your people? And my people? Are you talking about my family? Friends? No, the voice replied. I'm talking about your race. The human race. I come to understand that you call yourselves.